Hello, hello. It's Blue coming to you live from the Temple of the Reclining Buddha, bringing to you the very first Top Cut talk of Season 2 of the Altered TCG. Yes, yes, we are finally back interviewing the very best the game has to offer in the biggest events. And this time is no exception, with the founder of the Altered Aces himself, Claedeus, also known as Clay, if you don't want to mispronounce it like I did in a previous video. Link in the description. Clay of the Altered Aces recently made it to the top cut of the current largest event for Season 2 in Rouen, which had a whopping 200 entrants, on top of his hard work to make his team one of the most competitive out there right now. We learn a bit about how he travels to altered events, the unique that is the envy of all Sigismar players, Kakoba, why you should definitely not copy his deck list exactly, and much, much more. Be sure to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I would appreciate it more than words can express. But until next week, I'll see you in play on the next day. Hello and welcome to my guest. How about you introduce yourself and tell me a bit how you got into Altered?
Hey, hello. Thank you so much for the invite. How I started to play Altered, I mean, I just saw the Kickstarter and I wanted to try. So that was like the good opportunities to start a TCG from the very beginning and even before the beginning, let's say that this way. And yeah, I pledged the Divine Pact. So I had a lot of pack to open and that was great. Very happy. I was thrilled by the unique system and that was the perfect timing. I just like was going back to Thailand where I live since 2008, and I was like, I was gonna be like alone without all my friends from France, and I was like, let's try some TCG there, and yep. So I pledged and I waited a long time to get the packs, but then it's arrived and that was great, and I love the game since then. Very good.
Definitely. And for all the folks out there who are not sure how to pronounce his name, he explained it to me beforehand, and we're gonna call him Clay here, but it is in fact Claydus on there, and we
Yes.
have the nice FR at the end, so you know that he's French if you couldn't tell already. Um, just out of curiosity, though, living in Thailand,
Mm.
what is it like over there as far as just playing Altered? Is it mostly just playing online? I know there's some more difficulties as far as getting things shipped out there. What is that like for
Yes.
you?
I would say small. This is there's like three shops. One in Chiang Mai in the north of Thailand, and two, maybe three in Bangkok, in the capital city. And I think the biggest event they had was last year. They had 60 people. That was a lot. And then the weekly tournament, they have like 8, 10 people. That is small, and yeah, they had a lot of problem to get the promo booster pack. They didn't have any last year for the set one, for example. So yeah, not very lucky living there, but that's why I'm in France now, just to meet my team and play the biggest tournaments possible with set number two.
Yeah, definitely. When you said only like 8 or 10 people at your locals, it reminds me of over here in the US sometimes. We don't
Mm.
have like the biggest groups in general. So if we can get that 8+ people at a local event, it feels pretty good. But yeah, speaking of the big events over there in France, the event you participated in was one of the biggest events held in France since the release of the new Altered TCG set, Trial by Frost. What was that experience like just being there compared to like the local events you've been going to in Thailand or even other TCG events you might have attended prior to this?
So you're talking about the one in Rouen, right? The one I finished third.
Correct. Yes, correct.
Yeah. Okay, so because the week before this one, we went to Besançon, another tournament with 82 people, I think. So yes, and the week after there was Rouen, like 198, but let's say 200 people, and that was yeah, I think that is the biggest. You're right in set two in worldwide. I'm not sure. I think they plan to have one in Italy with 1,000 people, maybe. So we will see. That would be great. But the thing is that it's not the biggest tournament ever. We had 500 and we have 1,000 with set one. But this one, according to pretty much everyone, is the toughest one. I mean, the top 8 was crazy. Top 16 was crazy. Only good players. That was insane. I mean, wow. And it was 10 rounds directly top cut with 8 people. So that was very tough to get in. And yeah, you had to do like 8 win, 1 lose, 1 draw to get in. So that was so tough. And well, obviously, when you make it, you are very happy. So that was great. Yeah, enjoyed it a lot. And I wasn't alone. There was one teammate who made top 8, who also made top 8 in the tournament the week before in Besançon. So that is absolutely amazing for him. And I saw so I lost third in this tournament, and the winner is one member of the Team Exalt, and he won a guy who won a tournament the week before in Tours with 90 people. So that was tough field. Seriously, only winning players. So yeah, that was great.
Nice. Yeah, it's interesting. Were you at the, Ludo Trotter event with the 500 and 1,000 players at all, or
Now,
no? You
at,
weren't?
at that time, I was in Thailand. Yes.
Okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's interesting to see that, or at least your opinion and the opinion of everyone else out there as far as how they still felt like this was the most difficult event, and seeing like the progression of people getting used to the game and developing the meta, especially after a new set. So it's interesting to hear that. Why do you think everyone thought it was the most difficult event, despite it being not as big, but still having a good top eight in general?
I would say because out of the 200 people out there, maybe 45, 50 were from teams. And yeah, I mean, we were Altered Aces, we were like 18. I think Exalt were like 17 or 18 or so. And some other teams, I think we were like, yeah, maybe 25% of the field was from teams, So it doesn't mean that every single member of the team is a very good player, because this is not what we are looking for only, but this is like good already, And I mean, everyone I talk with were like starting after 4-0, all the game were very tough. That was very hard. So yeah, and I mean, look at the top 8. The winner Seradius is a very good Sigismar player. He finished third in another tournament a few months ago. He's a very good player. I know him. I play Sigismar too, and I play against him before in set one. The second one is the one who won in the tournament before, and he has what we call the perfect Unix for Afanas, the 1 mana drop that when they get boost can get back some spell or card at the end of the turn. So yeah, and the third is me, and the four. I mean, that was hard. That was tough. So yes, it and maybe Paris in 2 weeks, the next weekend is gonna be tougher. Maybe because it's gonna be only 128 players, but from what I see, everyone from teams are registered. So we may be 50 players from teams out of 128, not out of 200. So maybe it's going to be even harder. We will see.
Yeah, definitely. It'll be something for people to look forward to at the very least to see what comes out of that event. I know it kind of makes sense where you have a bunch of players from teams at events opposed to maybe that first Ludo Trotter event with 1,000 plus players that may have just had some people that just learning the game at the time in general. So yeah.
Yeah, I think the very first tournament with 1,000. So at the time, the same weekend of this event, I was in Thailand, in Bangkok, playing and winning the biggest tournament in Thailand, the one I was talking about before. So I won on Saturday, and Neuro from my team won on Sunday. So that was great weekend for us, of course. But yeah, this event, I mean, it was of course hard to win because when you do the top 16, there's only good players. But obviously, when this is the first tournament out of 1,000 players, especially when you play a Waru with Robin Hood against people who are not playing this, might be a little bit easier. I think we can say that. So yeah, but of course, when you see the top 16, there was like 9 or 10 Waru Robin Hood, so you need to be better than your opponent. So the top 16 was tough, of course.
Definitely. So, I mean, as far as this event in particular, how was it for you as a player past just the competitive side of things? Is there anything you'd like to see changed for future events you might be going to, specifically once we see Equinox do official events on a larger scale, probably in France? And what was your favorite thing about the event?
I would say that the two events I participated, so Besançon and this one in particular, were absolutely perfect. The feeling was great. People were great. Obviously, since I was streamer before, some people knew me, came to talk to me, like saw me for the first time. Everything went so well. And I played a lot of Magic before 2008 when I left France to Thailand. So in France, I was playing in the south of France in Magic the Gathering event, and I think it's much better with Altered. I mean, the people are like not sure how to say, but cooler. Just it's okay. They enjoy the game. They, of course, when you are in the top cut, you just want to win. But this is just a good moment. And maybe that's because there is like for now there's nothing to win. Like it's just the fame to be the first one. I mean, in Besançon and in Rouen, the first one got like one display, one box. So that's 100 euro basically. It's nothing. You just pay 30 euro to play and you get 3 times what you pay if you win. So I mean, they will not fight over it. So I hope it's gonna stay like this. And it's funny because actually the best moment I had is after the tournament. We went to some restaurant at like 11 o'clock. We went to some restaurant with like 14 people of aces and 14 people of exalts, and we just like spent 2 hours there eating and talking, and that was great. I mean, we just played the same game, we enjoy. And I mean, yeah, sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. I mean, like in Rouen, I finished third. The week before in Besançon, I lost the first round, I lost the second round, and I lost the third round with the exact same deck, except one unique difference. But I mean, so you just. So I spent the rest of the day casting the event and streaming. So actually, the stream was also very nice in Rouen. And yeah, everything looks good. I'm very happy to be in French for this. I came especially for that, so I'm not disappointed by the shop running the event. I wish Equinox would have done something earlier officially because I heard them saying we're gonna start the competitive tournament with set 2, and it looks like they only think about doing the tumults event and nothing big, nothing bigger than that. So yeah, I wish I would have done one tournament officially with them, but it's not the case. So I will come back. It's okay.
Yeah, definitely. I think what you mentioned as far as the community within Altered itself is pretty great at the moment, especially
It
being
is.
in a new game. I know over here in the US, it's not as big, but even when I reach out to players that are from Europe and France or anything like that, everyone's super welcoming. They're willing to answer any questions that I may have, do these interviews and that kind of stuff. And I think it's really helpful for the players that have larger communities and maybe considered like the best players within the game to do these kind of things and hopefully promote it so it gets bigger around the world. And I think how open everyone is, it really is cool to see in general. So it's nice to hear that's the same thing that you're experiencing over and even after the events, right?
Yeah, and I can see this also not even during the tournament on the field. I can see this on our Discord, on our streams, and pretty much everything we are doing is doing great. So yeah, let's hope it's continuing like this.
Definitely. And so you actually mentioned this a little bit earlier as far as teams at the event you are part of and the founder of one of the more well-known and competitively successful teams within the Altered TCG, known as the Altered Aces. Can you tell us a little bit more about the team, including how it was created and what are some of the team's goals?
It was created at the beginning of set one, I think. Yes, September when the games came out. The games came out at 13th September, I think, something like this. I'm not sure, but yeah, well, anyway. So yeah, I just wanted to do something because I was in Asia, pretty much going to be alone playing the game. So I was like, I want to do something. I want to start some community, some group of people. And actually, at the beginning, I was like, I'm going to make a video, I'm going to stream, and I'm going to ask for 5 to 8 people to join me. And after my video, I had like 50 requests to join the team. So I had to accept like 30 of them and to make like selection, to make like some championship between us to have a team pro and everything. So, and then, yeah, they became like friends. And yeah, it's been like 8, 9, 10 months now. So, and then also the most important thing is that if you want to be good at the game, you, of course, you can be a genius and you can be good by yourself, playing by yourself, just alone. But the best, I mean, the easiest and the best solution is to be surrounded by good players. So I'm very happy to be surrounded by people like Neuro, Sigmar, Matt Mathieu, many other names who just make top 8 after top 8 and wins after wins. So yeah, you just become better and better, and we spend hours on Discord and we talk, and some, no, you're wrong about this, let's try. We just make another deck and we try. And sometimes you're wrong, sometimes you're right. But at the end of the day, you just improve and you are getting better and better. And yeah, I mean, the results we have as a team is just because we are a group of people who just spend hours playing the game together and sharing information, sharing cards, of course, because it's not easy to get the uniques that you want. But yeah,
Yeah, definitely. I think from the very start, you've seen a lot of members of Altered Aces doing well in events, if not winning the entire event, it seems like, on the biggest stages. So it's really cool to see that. And honestly, every single time that I happen to like switch over to your guys' Discord, there's always like a full room of people playing the game, it
yeah.
seems like. So it's not surprising that everyone's doing so well.
No, that is the most important thing. Is, I mean, most of the people who know us, they just care. You know, they come to the Discord and they are thinking that, oh, they just like keep information for themselves. No, no, we are in the public Discord vocals. Every time you want to come, you can talk to us. You just say hi. You know, you don't just come in the vocal and mute your mic and you just wait. No, no, just say hi at least. But yeah, we just 95% of the vocals that we have with the team are just public. And as you can see, we are like 5 to 20 people every day on vocals. Yeah.
Yeah, it's great to see. So, I mean, as far as the Altered Aces, how could someone become part of the Altered Aces, and are you even actively looking for more members at the moment?
Okay. At the moment, no, we are close, absolutely close. um, Everyone can join in time. So the best thing to do is do your thing, play the game, play tournaments, try hard, become better, come to stay with us in vocals. It's not because you're not tagged with the EA team that you are not playing with us. You can come, of course. And when some spots are available, we're gonna check the history of the players. So what did you do? Did you post a lot on the Discord? How did you do on Board Game Arena? Did you play the live events? Have you met us before in the live events? You know, and yeah, we just like get new member every like months, when, because you know, when you have 20, 25 people in a team, you obviously have some people who are going to stop play the game or take a break of the game sometime, so we just replace them. But yeah, right now, sorry, it's absolutely full. and we are stronger than ever. That is for sure.
Nice. But all right, so getting into a little bit as far as the event in particular, several of the top players that you mentioned already were there, and they seem to be testing out some of the new cards throughout these newer events within France for Trial by Frost, especially at the time of this event. What made you decide on the hero and deck list that you ended up bringing to this event and that took you to third place?
I love Sigismar. It's my favorite hero right now. Uh, I wish I could play Acacia too, but it's weak now. So, but I love Izmir. I don't like Afanas so much, so I'm not choosing the dark path yet. Not yet. And yeah, I stick with Sigismar because I love the hero so much, and not gonna lie, he's one of the strongest at the moment. So it's great. So I try to be better than the others by playing better and also having better uniques, which I believe is the case because if you get me into this video, I have to show one of the unique that give people's nightmares. Once again, where
Is
are
it the
you?
Kokoba?
That is, of course, the Kakoba. Of course, of course. Let me get it. Where are you? Oh my gosh, I should have prepared that, right? Wait.
Is okay. I'll also put it up
Uh,
on the screen too because I have a thing of it. I
yes. There we go. So yeah, we have some nice history with this. That is great.
yeah,
That
and
is
I gotta ask as far as the history about this because I actually saw this card for sale on the Discord once upon a
yes,
time for
500,
oh,
euros.
it was
Yes,
500. Okay, because initially
yes.
they posted it for 40, and I was like, "There's no way that he actually got it just for 40, right?"
No, 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 no,
Okay.
no, 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 no. The history of this card is funny. Is that we have a teammate named Team T2 who plays Sigismar 2 who has a card. Uh, Alchemist. I'm not sure about the English name, but the one that when you play from your hand, it get +2/+2 or +3/+3 as a rare, and then in 1 mana from the reserve. He has a unique with that, with the exact same effect of the Kakoba, but it's the hand effect, not the double effect. And it costs only 3 mana from hand. So this is absolutely insane, you know? And so, of course, he doesn't want to sell it, doesn't want to trade it, doesn't want to share it. He plays it, of course. So I was like, okay, but if this card exists, there has to be another one that is close to this. So I spent the whole night on Altered database and I found this Kakoba that used to be scanned by someone and on the website. So I asked everyone, do you know who has this one? I want it. It's amazing. It's amazing. And no one said, no, we don't know. So I wait. And as you said, I see this card. I mean, my team see this card on the Discord. They tag me. Hey, I was sleeping. Clay, wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up. Here it is for sale. I didn't see for 40. I see for 500. So I contact the guy. And I told him, okay, I want to buy it. 350, he said no. 400, he said no. 450, he says no. And I say, okay, so maybe 500. And this is the day of the official patch when they suspended Osma. And he was going to sell it to me, but he said, give me the day and give me just the day or 24 hours, and I will come back to you to see if I sell it for 500. And a few hours later, the Equinox post on the website that Osma is suspended. And so he comes back to me and he say, I'm not sure if I'm gonna sell it because they just suspended Osma, so maybe it's gonna increase the value or not sure why. So he just canceled the trade and nothing happened. So of course I'm sad. But after I come to France, I received the 30 display of Trial by Frost, which I have all the boxes behind the screen. So I opened this with my friend, and we opened some Beta Zenka uniques that are just amazing. And there's one that he likes a lot, and he contacts me again, and he said, if you want, we can trade. So I accept, and then he sent me with UPS the card in emergency, and I can play this for Rouen, and it's helped me a lot for Rouen to finish third. So yeah, that is amazing. And as far as the price of the card, I don't know. It was for sale at 500, but it's worth much more. The Belasen card that I gave to him, he sold it back for 600 or maybe even more. And if you ask me, it was much more than that. So yeah, but that is like the Lord of the Ring quest, like going through Mordor, going through everywhere to get this. That was funny.
Yeah, it's definitely a car that I would not, I'm happy that I don't live in France and I don't have to see it at least, at a local or something like that. But yeah, those Belisenkas, I've seen a few of those, and it seems like they have a lot of good effects, not just
Yeah,
1
yeah.
or 2, so
By far the most interesting character to open as a unique in the set 2, yes. By far. I mean, I had 5 of them out of 30 display, and 2 were absolutely amazing. I sold one for 450 euros, and the second one went for the Kakoba. So that was very good value for this, especially if you compare to the others that are very, very low, much lower than the unique in set 1.
nice. But yeah, and then, past just uniques as far as your deck is concerned, one of the main questions I did wanna ask you about your Sigismar deck list is the inclusion of the monolith or the Ortis
Mm.
Bastion. I think in season 1, we had some people using it and then sometimes going away from it and using, like, the one-off of the Grand Endeavor occasionally, and we even see now the use of Grand Endeavor and the monolith. What made you wanna go with using that permanent in particular for your deck list?
Okay, so just to be clear, Grand Endeavor is an amazing card. It's not because I'm not playing it that is I think it's not good. Okay, so it is an amazing card, and the winner of Rouen is playing Grand Endeavor, and I lost to him in semifinal. So I prefer Monolith because it's well, obviously it's one mana cheaper, so it's easier to play, and it's helped me a lot against mirror matches. And I mean the normal decks, because you don't need to be ahead absolutely 100% to be ahead for Monolith. You can like sacrifice one turn, and then you're gonna win. So and also it's it's easier to play with the mechanician, the one that reduced the one mana cost. So you can do turn 2 Monolith when it's the opponent's turn to play first, which is amazing. But yeah, Grand Endeavor is a great card too. If you ask me, it's in the list of the card that might be nerfed or suspended in the next patch. Not because it is too strong, but like Small Step, Giant Leap is like not fair for the opponent. This is what they say in Norway. They want to be careful about this. Like when people believe a card is not fair, they might do something. So maybe they will, I don't know, increase the mana cost or reduce the. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. But yeah, I mean I'm sure if you take my deck list now and you remove the monolith and you put the Grand Endeavor instead, it might work too. But it might be better against Deja. It might be much better against Deja. But yeah, I'm not sure about the win rates I have against other Sigismar and like Afanas and other decks, but Monolith helps me a lot. A lot. And when you have hundreds of games with a card, you just play it perfectly. You just know when to play, when not to play it. That's always important. You just know when to put it into mana because you don't need this to win. So it's hard. I'm not sure I would be confident to change like this without playing 500 game on Board Game Arena.
Definitely. Yeah, when I was looking at it, I kind of assumed it was also from the aspect of not just your Kokoba uniques, but the 2 Ordish Trooper uniques that did token generation. That also would probably help a lot with the boosting with the monolith and just being able to get so many characters out that are boosted up
Mm.
in general. And I didn't know if it outbalanced the Grand Endeavor or one way or another, but it was interesting nonetheless to see the difference between the permanents, the different characters, and honestly the uniques that you had available, especially since you were running at that event 2 Ordis Troopers, and so you would only be running 1 rare Ordis Trooper to be
One
able to be
race.
played. So definitely cool to see that. And then getting into more as far as the Swiss that you mentioned before, 10 rounds of Swiss, a lot of Swiss going on for the event. what was it like in trying to make it through there entirely? I think you mentioned you had to go 8-1-1 to make it to the top cut with the top 8. Was there anything particularly difficult with that? Was there any matchups that surprised you or that were particularly difficult?
I would say no. Um, I I won against I won against Sigismar, Afanas, Fen, pretty much like Bazira. No, maybe I was a bit lucky, but it wasn't hard for me. It wasn't hard. I played against Sigismar and I won like 2-0 at the first day and 2-0 at the second day and 2-0 at the Thursday. I was like, what? That is crazy, you know. I am at like 7-1, you know, and I win like this, or 6-1, I win like this. No. There was one game that was very hard, the hardest of the day. It was against Kojo. And so usually I lose against Kojo. I mean, it's like maybe I have 35-40% win rate against great players, of course, huh? Because and I play against a YouTuber named Vicman. He has some YouTube channel and he loves to play Boros and he loves to play Kojo. And it's not that I start to win like one expedition. I'm one ahead, so I try to play the monolith, and he managed to destroy it and win 2-0. So that is the worst case scenario. And I just win the game by playing the Kakoba on his turn to get 2-0 and then slam the Kakoba right away on my turn to get one expedition. And that was very close, very close. That I could have lost that one, but no, the other one they went like just. I played so many games on board games. So I know pretty much what to do when it's okay. Just don't make any mistake with the game in real, you know. So, but yeah, that game against Vickman was so tough. I was like, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna win against Kojo after losing Monolith. That is, I'm gonna do it. And yes, I was calculating. Okay, if I do this, it's okay. He cannot do anything, and that was great.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
interesting.
and just to finish, when the very last one that I played to get into the top cut. Well, actually, the last one we drew with Seadus, but the second last one that I had to win to draw after that. He was playing Bazira, and that is so crazy. He made such a wrong choice with his starting hand. Like he decided to keep 3 1-mana drop instead of keeping Aklut. And I think I was starting, so he would have played Aklut right away to exhaust 2 cards, or at least one. So he decided to put in mana. And so I won, like, it was not very hard. But at the end of the game, he was like, "Oh, I should have done that. That is a big mistake." So, yep.
Yeah, I mean, it is interesting to hear as far as your matchups that you have practiced and who you have the most trouble with as far as it being Kojo sometimes. And is that across the board for Bravos in general if you run into a Basira, or is it mainly just Kojo?
No, I think Kojo, a good Kojo deck playing by a good player is very hard for me. Bazira looks okay, maybe 60-65% win rate, I would say. And yeah, that's it.
Got it. And then one other like quick question I had for you before I talk about the top cut itself. As far as your deck list is concerned and adding new Trial by Frost cards, has there been a specific Trial by Frost card that has done the most for you in your deck list? And why is it Tiny Jail?
Because it is tiny gel, of course. Yeah, yeah. Some people play Jack Frost, and I understand. I think it's a good card, but I mean, I don't see that is being much better than Ordi Spy. That is the English name, right? Yeah. So yeah, why not? This is a good card, and people try it, win, lose with it. So okay, why not? But yeah, Tiny Gel is by far for me the best card in Trial by Frost.
Yeah. I did notice when I was looking at your deck list beforehand too, and it's not in all the deck lists as far as Trial by Frost cards, that you're using, Ebenezer Scrooge for the 3/3 cost,
Oh,
and it
no, that is.
what's the reasoning behind that? I'm curious.
Oh no. Okay, so the reason why I play this card is so the day before Rouen, I stay with all my teammates and I just spread my deck and I see I'm happy with everything except the sticky note. When I play on BGA, I never use this card. Never, never. And I know you can see the deck list on opponents on BGA, but I'm not doing it all the time. So it's always going on mana into mana, blah blah blah. And so they say, oh, yeah, you can put another card. And I was like, no, I'm gonna keep it because on tournament maybe I'm gonna face some Sierra, is I'm not sure. So I go to Rouen with it. I keep 2 sticky notes in my deck, and out of 10 rounds and 4 games into Top Cut, I did not play it once. So I was like, okay, I mean, stop. You just cannot do that. So I have to put something else. And the problem we have since they removed Ozma is that we don't have too many good commons to put in the deck. So some of my teammates suggested to put this card, and I was like, no, it's not good, but actually it's good enough to try because it can punish Baba Yaga when the opponent plays this. You can put in front of Baba Yaga and you win. And sometimes you can use it to sleep one of the troopers unique that I have. And when you lose one side, you can just sleep. So, but it's not good. I would not say it's good. But the funny thing is that no one was playing it. And after I try it a bit, they start to pop in the deck list. But I think people should say, "Oh, it's not very good." No, no, guys, it's not very good. We did not find something crazy. Trust me.
It's the secret tech no one knows about, so they decided to use it.
I wish I could do something better. I wish. Trust me. Give me another card. I think I have to wait for set number 3. But no, no, no. This is.
Okay. Alright. But yeah, going into the top 8 or the top cut, you did end up getting 3rd, but, did you expect to be there based off of your preparation? I know you said you played a lot in Board Game Arena, but you didn't do well in the previous event that you had gone to before this. So did you expect to make it to the top cut and eventually 3rd place?
No, I was expecting to do like 7 or maybe 6, 7 wins, like for sure. But going into 8, 9 wins and make it top 8 out of 200 people, no, no, it's too hard. I mean, we were like 18 members of the team and only 2 made it. So you cannot be sure to make it, unless you have some absolute broken decks. No, no. But yeah, once you make it, you're just like very happy, and especially when you make it on round 9, when you just have to draw the last one, when you have 1 hour for free. But yeah, that was tough. And then the first game in top 8 was so tough, so against Afanas of someone from Brian from the team Exalt, and we had to go to tie break, and I won like just because he had a 666 stats, and I won because I have my Sigismar token plus Frog Prince, it's just 707. That was so tough.
Nice. Yeah, it's interesting, as far as that's concerned, how it's just with the tiebreaker and how you can just get a win barely kind of thing just because you're stacking up some high stats on one thing or another and you don't necessarily beat them in general. So fun to hear that. And I mean, was there anything that you would have done differently during the top cut itself?
Hmm. I don't think so. In the semi-final, I think I win the first game uh, with the Kakoba in the perfect timing, perfect side, and everything. The second game, well, I'm not sure, but I think I couldn't have done anything because he had the Grand Endeavor, so I couldn't wait. But yeah, he managed to um, to kick my Kakuba out of the game with the Legat. That is the only way. When he's play first and I play the Kakuba, I usually do this so I can slam the Kakuba right away when it's my turn, you know. So he cannot sabotage it. So the only way is to remove it at the end of the turn with the Legat. So he did great, and he actually played two Legats. So maybe I could have waited, but I think I couldn't because he had Grand Endeavor. And the third game, I just blanked my hand. I have absolutely nothing, so I just cannot play anything. So no, I don't think I could have done. And I'm happy because I stay there for the final, and I went on stream to comment it, and that was great. And I'm happy that he won. And then we went to the restaurant together, and that was a great day. So no, everything went well.
For sure. Yeah, I do remember that, that day that you were talking about as far as in game 2 where you put 2 of the Legats out, and I think he hit an did he hit another one of your uniques as well with that second one?
Yeah. The thing is that I don't remember exactly, but if I decided to play the Kakoba, it because I probably had to, because of the Grand Endeavor.
Yeah.
Now, without the Grand Endeavor on the field, I could have waited, mm, because the more you wait with this Kakoba, the stronger the board is going to be. So you are pretty sure to do 2-0 later in the game. But yeah, if I played it, it's because I would have lost with the Grand Endeavor anyway. So yeah,
Definitely.
great.
Yeah, no worries. But yeah, past that, and I also noticed when I was watching back the stream, he hit his unique rune scribe in every single one of your games on turn 1.
Good for him.
I was like, "That's crazy," as far as, like, getting that card
You
draw.
you're not gonna hear me complain about the Unix. This
Yeah,
is I mean this is part of the game.
yeah,
He was maybe lucky with this unique against me. Maybe he was unlucky the rest of the day.
yeah,
We don't know that. So, and I was lucky with my Kakoba. I think I hit more than 50% of the time my Kakoba when I was playing in this tournament. So yeah, you
yeah,
cannot do. I mean, you just shuffle your deck, you give this to your opponent, he shuffles, he cut, and then you play. This is
definitely.
not something you can control. So you know the I always say that he had a strong unique that make him draw every time on turn one. The good
Yeah,
for him. He had this unique, so that's great. He
yeah,
deserves to play it.
yeah, definitely, especially without Ozma anymore. It's definitely nice to have that extra
Yeah,
draw, so
yeah.
but yeah, I mean, other than that, do you have any advice for anyone that's looking to play competitively and replicate your success?
Play with friends. Don't play alone.
Yes. And then
Yes.
past that, what are your future plans for Altered other than this Paris event coming up?
I think I will have one event in June in Thailand. Yes. And after that, there are going to be some event for the rest of the team in the south of France. Some of them will go to Italy to try this 1,000 players tournament. And yeah, we're going to continue to play online, to play on iWorld tournament. We have a lot of fun with this tournament. That is amazing to see you cast this event sometime. That is great. And then yeah, I sent a message to Simon yesterday to congratulate him because this is so great to see this. The tournament. I remember like a month ago you had like 95, 100 people on Mondays, and now it's 128 4 hours before. I mean, even some people of Altered AC they cannot get in, because it's full. So and I wish you can do the same on Wednesday. It's going well. So yeah, I think in 2 or 3 weeks, you're going to have 90, 100 players on Wednesday or so. That is great. And I think that every time you cast it on YouTube, and yes, that's the way to go. That's the way to go.
For sure. So can we expect someone from Altered Aces to eventually win the world championship for Altered?
If there is one, if there's one, I mean, we are waiting for it. I am waiting for it. I want to have like Pro Tours and Worlds and European Championship, Asian Championship.
Mm.
I hope. I hope. I know that they just hired someone to take care of this. So we will see.
Something to look forward to in general to see if you guys can
Yes.
take that whole thing. But But yeah, other than
Yes.
that, thank you for joining. It was good getting to talk to you and hear all the fun stories, especially around the tournament and even the Kokoba unique as far as the Lord of the Rings. There it is. No one's ever gonna get it. It's always gonna be
Oh, it's gonna stay mine for a long time.
But other than that, I really appreciate it, and that'll be it.
Thank you so much.
Have a good one.